I've been watching a lot of films in the cinema for years, and quite frankly, by this season, it will be a decade. Because the very first time that I really started doing this thing was back when I was in my first year in college, when I watched the first Jurassic World, starring Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard. So that's the very first film that I really got to watch on my own with my own money. And ever since then, even though as a broke college kid, I have decided to save some money for this particular habit or hobby or passion of mine, which is watching films. So all over the years, I have managed to keep most, if not all, of my movie tickets in here, and I do not really know what to do with it. So I've actually looked for albums, like what they have for photo card albums and all that kind of stuff. But this time, I think there's a much better way to do it for this in particular. So what I did is I bought an illustration board, and the sole purpose of this illustration board is what I would do is I would stick these particular tickets in here. I think that will be a really cool way to somewhat commemorate this entire journey for it, and I just can't wait to see what it would look like. I'm not really planning on creating like an entire thing, like an entire image or so. What I just really wanted is to put all the tickets in here and just create something from it, like a collage of all the stories that were told thanks to all these tickets. And I'll be talking a lot about them probably because I like yapping and I love these films so much. Not all of them were great movie experiences, but some of them are funny in their own right. Some of the tickets in here are duplicates because there are the instances where I went with a friend, where I went with my brother, with my family as a whole. So I'll just put one instead. So I'll just keep some of the copies. So I also tried to segregate some other tickets in here. I think I put in some concert tickets also. So yeah, I'll just put them all here first. But it's really cool because these tickets show the age of like when I watch those particular films. Because before there have been many instances wherein I watch films through the particular context of an online website, wherein sometimes they don't really provide a physical ticket. And there are instances also that the tickets they just provide is a receipt, which is the reason why some of these are not really showing any signs of life anymore. So I'll just first put them in here. They have to look aesthetic, I guess. And here in particular, I think the best way to commemorate this, I'll start with the receipts one. I mean, the receipts because these are fading already. So I have to make sure they're at the back for uh, that kind of purpose. But for the rest, I'll stick with randomly just putting them everywhere. So we'll start with the receipts. And then, as at first, I was thinking if I would do them chronologically or like thematically, especially during the time that I was watching a lot of Marvel films, but I think it would be complicated that way. So instead, I'll just go with the flow and just tell these stories as much as I could. First one is for Mission Impossible Fallout. It's been a long time since I had this ticket. This was back in 2018. A funny story about this one is I was really shy about telling my friends that I like watching films, that I decided to just disappeared because this is during my college years. I was actually talking to one of my friends and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna watch a film." He's like, "When? Let's go watch together." I'm like, "Nah, I'm fine. I'm not gonna watch it anymore." But I did watch it during lunchtime. Then I went back and I was like, "Yeah, I watched it." And I actually fell asleep in the cinema while watching this. Unfortunately, I slept at a good part, so I had to rewatch that one. And the movie ticket here back in 2018 is 230 pesos. So I have a story about that too later on. But anyway, next one is Thor Ragnarok. This is one of my favorite movie experiences, but you can no longer see the ticket anymore. It already died off because of, it's a receipt instead of a regular movie ticket. It's really sad about that one, but I wish I had a physical copy. This is one of my favorite Marvel films. I wish Taika actually worked like this instead of somehow being different for the Ragnarok one. I'm sorry, the other one. I don't know what the film is anymore. I forgot. But anyway, I really didn't like the sequel to it. Next is this is actually one of my favorites last year. This was still during my career as a teacher. This is one is for Furiosa. I think Furiosa is really underrated, and I'm sad that it bombed at the box office because George Miller did well in this film, and Anya Taylor Johnson is really fantastic as the main character. It's just sad that this may be a sequel or a prequel, but it's really original, and I just wish people gave it more of a chance instead of not really giving it anything at all. And speaking of almost losing it, this is Dune by one of my favorite directors of all time, which is Denis Villeneuve. I did not read Dune. I have the book of Dune that I am not gonna be able to finish ever because that is so complicated for me to understand. I'm still trying to understand a lot of classics. Dune, in particular, is a work to finish. There's a literal dictionary at the back. That's how difficult to read it is. So I guess once I get smarter with sci-fi again, because I stopped reading a lot of sci-fi, I decided to go with the classics, which is also a work to read. So I need to train my sci-fi chops again. So I would like to go next with Suzume. This is my very first Makoto Shinkai movie experience in the cinema. I really liked Suzume. It's not as groundbreaking as Your Name, but for a animated experience in the cinema, this is one of the best way to like really spend it. But the dilemma that I had with Suzume is that it missed a couple of things. Anyway, oh, the shield. I remember now. Oh yeah. I'm just looking at the place. Yeah, this is Glorieta. Yeah, I actually have a good memory of this. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Actually, it's because my friend Jonas and Donna, who's now in the States, um, she visited the school and she was like, "Yeah, let's hang out at Glorieta." And then we decided to watch this Korean film, which had a lot of references to Filipino culture, which is really cool. I think they have the Kopina kind of thing. Yeah, in terms of movies, if I remember where I watched it, I'll remember a lot of things. So yeah, it's the Child, I think, or the Child, whatever. I remember it now. Anyway, next one is Deadpool and Wolverine. This is one of my last movie experiences last year. So this is really special. And I really enjoyed watching Hugh Jackman back on the screen. So this one is really cool. It's not really groundbreaking in terms of an animated film, but really nice. Next one is Ant-Man and the Wasp. I don't know if I treated my siblings for this one, but we watched it all together. My sister insisted to watch it too, which is not there's nothing wrong with watching with my sister, but she didn't watch Ant-Man. So me and my brother were like, is she going to understand this at all? But I think she enjoyed it a little bit. So I think that's good enough. But my sister is goofy. Yeah, I don't know. I love and hate that girl. It's fun. Remember it now. This one is actually one of my favorite films too. It's John Wick. I think this is chapter 2 or 3. Yeah, 2023. So I think it's chapter 3 before the last one. Or is it the last one? Is it the last one? I'm trying to remember because one of my key experiences is I discovered Sawayama's music thanks to John Wick. Yeah, I think this is the last one because I was still a teacher at that time, and my team song from my advisory class at that time is "This Hell" by Rina Sawayama. Oh yeah, I really love this one. It's Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. This one wasn't directed by our homie Matt Reeves, but I think West Ball did well here. Even though I didn't like what he did with the Maze Runner series with the last one, but I think he redeemed himself with Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. What was the line there? That was an iconic line. Like, huh. Oh, one of my favorite movie experiences is with Barbie. It's almost dying off already. When I watched Barbie in the cinemas, I actually wore pink, and I watched it alone, which is weird. But I was scanning that day. I really love Barbie. It's not really complicated, but Barbie is a really cool movie experience. I think I must save Barbie later because it's really small. Avengers Infinity War. So you can see this is from Century City Mall. This was when I won tickets for the premiere. So when I won it, I had two tickets, so I brought my brother with me. It was really special because we were just kids who were broke at that time. We were both in college, and when I won the tickets, I was really excited, and I actually had the opportunity to like stand up and just do this question and answer portion where we got to take home a lot of freebies too. So that was really cool. It's one of my favorite moments with my brother. We didn't really talk much about life, you know. We just talked about Avengers. It was really cool. And probably one of my favorite dramatic films, which is Logan. It's really one of the gut wrenching films that you can watch in the cinemas. It's really underrated. I'm glad it got nominated for the adapted screenplay and the Oscars, but I think Logan deserves deserves more. And it's really an experience to watch the black and white version of it. It's really cool. I love that um, James Mangold decided to have that kind of cut for the film. So it's really pretty cool. I really love that film. This Wonder Woman. I actually liked the first Wonder Woman. The second one, I didn't even bother watching it because it was really just the decline with the DC films. I don't really want to waste my time with watching films that I'm not really interested in. But the very first Wonder Woman was an experience because even though it's not a groundbreaking superhero film, it's really new. It's really cool to watch, you know? And this one is also special compared to those. This is Avengers Endgame. And we watched this in IMAX. This is my first and only IMAX experience so far, and I did not pay for it. It's because, as I was trying to tell earlier, I was watching a lot of films when I was in college, and there was this app. I'm sad that they took it out. It's called G Movies, wherein it's partnered with Gcash and Globe. So I got to somewhat save, I think, almost 300 points, where you can trade it for IMAX tickets. So I saved that for like 3 to 4 years. So I got to watch IMAX for free with my brother again. And my sister wanted to watch it too. And she didn't watch a lot of, I don't know if she watched any Marvel films before that. So she actually fell asleep in IMAX, but she paid for her own ticket. So anyway, that's my sister for you. Like I said, she's goofy. So I hope there's a film here that she actually enjoyed. This is Captain America, one of the tickets. I took the family out for a movie date. I think my sister fell asleep again in this film, so shout outs to her. What do we have here? Oh, Hello World. Oh, okay. This was a simple film though. I honestly do not remember the entire thing, like the film in general. I do not remember like the plot of the film, but this was during my first 4 months, I guess, or 5 months as a teacher. This is back in 2019, so I really needed this break. So I guess Hello World was okay. I probably enjoyed it. I don't know. I'm sorry, Hello World. Wasn't a big of a fan. Was it Doctor Strange? Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I brought my godchildren, Enzo and Seki, to watch this with me back in the pandemic era. Because I remember just was like, yo, I got like, it's from Axie. It's like an online game where you can get some crypto money, something. It's I don't know. I really have no clue. I'm not really good at those kind of stuff. But anyway, so far this is my progress, as you can see. So still a lot more to go. Still more yap. It's been 20 minutes, but I really enjoy doing this. Oh, this one's really cool. This is No Way Home. So this is during the pandemic also, back in 2022, I think, January. So that was the time when the world was starting to open up again. I mean, the Philippines, because we're late with that. Anyway, don't want to get political on that, even if I wanted to. But the story about this particular thing is that um, we were informed that back in 2001, I think, 21, I think, because I was informed that, yo, the money that you were planning to go to Singapore with, oh, it got refunded, so you can get the money. So I was like, yeah, so what will I do with the money? We already watched Spider-Man at home with the ugly, the pirated version, but I really want to experience it like in the big screen. So I texted my brother like, "Yo, man, I got money here. Let's watch Spider Man." He's like, "Yeah." So should I tell the boys? I'm like, "What?" So um, it wasn't my intention to ask the boys out like my other cousins, but it was for the best. I really enjoyed that. I really did not hesitate, even though it's my brother who said like, "Yo, should we message the boys?" And we did. So it was one of the first or like the second time that we went out with my cousins to watch a film. It was pretty cool because we got closer during the pandemic. So that's one of the bright spots of it. So I got to take them out. So I really enjoyed that. But this was My Hero Academia. I don't even remember the plot of My Hero Academia. I used to like it because one of my close friends before decided to like, yo, you should watch anime, blah blah blah. So she was like, yo, My Hero Academia is really cool. So I just watched it. So I watched it because she liked it, but I really liked Aizawa. So I'm closing in to the Aizawa look actually, which is pretty funny. I'll probably cosplay that soon. This one's the first Doctor Strange, which is actually good. I enjoyed it. It's not groundbreaking. Again, I mean, it's not really like a movie experience that you'll remember forever, but I really liked it at that time. I think this is back in 2016. Yeah, October 27th. And it's worth 260 pesos already. So it's really expensive already at that time. So, huh. How did I save money for this film? Was I dating at this time? Oh, I wasn't dating at this time. That's why I have money. Jurassic World Dominion. Oh, I was really excited to watch Sam Neill, Jeff Goldblum, and Laura Dern back on the screen, and they gave them that plot. But guilty by association. I love dinosaurs. You can see Copy in here joining us, so I really enjoyed it, even if it wasn't good. I really enjoyed the film. I just like seeing dinosaurs. That's all. That's something that keeps my youth going. Oh, speaking of another one, unintentionally, this is Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. This was still Chris Pratt. This is the sequel before Dominion. So the Dominion is the third film. So this one's still worth 230 back in because it's SM Manila. So probably that's why it's cheaper. But I actually like Dominion. Fallen Kingdom. I'm sorry, Fallen Kingdom compared to Dominion, but it's just dark, like dark into the point that it's not really like fun to watch. I really like this one. This is Tayo sa Huling Buwan ng Taon. I really liked Ang Kwento Nating Dalawa. So when they said that they're going to have a sequel, I was really excited for it. And it was one of the instances I was like, I really wish that the Philippines would work on films like this, like independent films that have that kind of oomph to it. But I know that I'm still surface level in terms of Philippine cinema, and I'm working on it. But I hope that gets better. Anyway, here's John Wick 3. So I was, oh, I watched it before work. Oh, how did I get that money? I think my dad gave me the money for this one. Yeah, I do remember that. I think Pops was like, "Yo, you want to watch John Wick? I'll give you money." Because this is June 2019. I haven't started work, but I was already doing the inset program. But I don't have money to watch films before. So anyway, I think there was an instance that my dad literally gave me money to watch a film. So props to that guy. He's really the OG. Oh, one of my favorite films, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. And I just realized that if you look at this, it says 8H, but it's actually H8. It's my advisory, 8H. I miss those kids too. But it was one of my favorite movie experiences. Like when I watched it, I was really like, how do you explain that? Like you really just got lost in it, especially during those scenes wherein this the universe is going crazy. It's really fantastic. Thor: Love and Thunder. Speaking of Thor, I didn't really like what they did with Thor: Love and Thunder, like the introduction to Gore, the Butcher, especially with Christian Bale. Like, how do you make Christian Bale just a one-off villain? Like, maybe contractual issues or whatever, but they did Bale dirty here. Yeah, so I just watched it this year. Oh God, May is already a few. What? This can't be serious though. I just remember watching Mission Impossible like it was yesterday. It's already July. It's crazy. Mission Impossible is a crazy film because it's equal parts boring and fantastic. So I'm sorry I have to say that. Next one is Venom. Let There Be the Carnage. Crazy enough, I did not watch the first film at all, but I just watched it on TikTok and on YouTube, the clips, but I've not watched the entire film. But I really enjoyed Let There Be a Carnage. Let There Be Carnage because it's just goofy fun, nothing really complicated. So yeah, I wish they really did something with Venom. What else? Oh, this is Spider Verse Part Two. So this is Spider Verse is one of the best animated films, I guess, of all time. The animation style alone. Oh yeah, I watched this in MOA and they gave like those cards. I still have it here on my wall. I cannot show it because it will be difficult, but this is one of my favorite experiences too. This is really good to watch in film. I wished I watched it on IMAX, I guess. I think it's a much better experience there. I'm stuttering already. It's almost four. Anyway. Oh, one of my favorites ever. In the Mood for Love. And I know that sounds like Wong Kar Wai, bro. But I really loved In the Mood for Love. I remember watching this for the first time in my old room, so that's probably back in 2023. I was sick and I was like, I should really watch Wong Kar Wai, and I decided to start with this film. And when I watched it, I was like, that didn't do it for me. I loved it, but I need to watch it again. So when Cinema 76 announced that they're going to show this film, I really just went to this place even though I was like drunk in the morning because I remember being out with the boys until 6 or 7 in the morning. Then in the afternoon I went to watch this film, so I really love it. 10 Cloverfield Lane is a really unique film. It's a good experience in the cinema. I'm not going to like hype up everything that I watch, but this is really cool because you didn't know what to expect. The title says there's a Cloverfield thing. At first, I was like, "Where are the aliens? Where's Cloverfield? Whatever." But then you just get into the vibes of it. How the film just puts in this particular location of suffering with the characters, and then all of a sudden, boom! It's really just a good experience. Speaking of good experience, Joker is a really good film. In hindsight, it's overblown to proportions how good it is. It's not a great film. It's good because of Joaquin Phoenix, but actually, I think that's the reason why Joker 2 didn't work because Joker wasn't supposed to be that big in the idea of the director because it's more like an independent kind of vibe. It's more like an indie film, then it becomes like a blockbuster. Like from a budget of less than 100 million to have given 200 million, it really made Joker a joke, probably. So which is bad. I'm actually sad about it because I was really excited for Joker too, especially with Lady Gaga coming in. Speaking of jokes, this is Suicide Squad. I hate this film so much. I was really excited with Jared Leto's Joker, and I was really let down when I watched it. This is hot garbage. It's both enjoyable and painful to watch. So, is that what hot garbage means? I don't know. Speaking of hot, this is Baby Driver, a flaming hot Cheeto kind of film, I guess. It's really good. It's on fire. I especially think I was in the zone like, yeah, I see myself in Baby because I like listening to music a lot. And this was really one of my favorite movie experiences because this is one of Edgar Wright's outputs. I really like Edgar Wright. Me and my brother are big fans of Edgar Wright. But it's difficult to watch this film now because of Kevin Spacey, but he's fantastic in the film also. Oh, okay. So my memory serves me right. So I watched Joker with my brother. Yeah, shout outs to my homie. I miss watching films with my brother too, but we both have different schedules now. We just watched Lilo and Stitch last time, by the way, with my family. This is How to Train Your Dragon, the last one, which is one of my favorite animated films that I cannot remember. I have bad memories. That's why when I rewatched the live action How to Train Your Dragon, it struck me with how much I love the animated series. Because if you ask me about my top animated series of films of all time, I would say How to Train Your Dragon. But I cannot tell you the story of it. So I'm that forgetful in terms of some aspects. Like you can see how I remember some of them here, but I forget a lot too. But there's an instance with that. Anyway, The Boy and the Heron. I actually watched this film twice. The very reason that I watched it twice is because um, I fell asleep on the first one because it was during the height of my stress at work and they released this film and I was like I need to watch it on the first day. So I fell asleep so I decided to rewatch it again. But I'm glad that I did because this may be the very first and last time that I'll be able to watch a Ghibli film for the first time in the cinemas because Miyazaki is already in the 80s and Ghibli is Miyazaki. So my favorite film is The Wind Rises, but The Boy and the Heron is a close second or third, probably, from Miyazaki, I guess. Is this Flow? Yeah, this is Flow. It doesn't say in the title because it's called World Cinema. That was the selection. Flow is one of the best movie experiences I've had ever because I watched it on a whim. I was still working as a call center agent at that time, and I had no choice but to catch the last showing of this probably by 8 p.m. So I had to wake up early by 6 or 5 p.m. at that time. And when I watched this, I was the only person in the cinema in Robinson's Magnolia, and I was in the middle. And I was just alone, like, just rooting for the stray black cat to be like, yo, you're unlucky kid. Because, black cats are looked at as unlucky, but he was just really vibing. Especially the capybara is one of my favorite characters here. It's a really cool film. It's cool to experience it if you have a good sound system at home. But if you still have the opportunity to watch it in the cinemas, go ahead and do so. I'll probably have a um, stray cat tattoo thanks to this guy. Flow is the best. Next is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Not gonna lie, this film is not the best output from Marvel, but it's one of the films that made me cry a little bit, but really tugged me because the final song that they used is Father and Son, which is one of my favorite songs of all time, which reminds me of my dad. So when they played it in the film at the last part, I really almost bawled there, but it was a really cool experience to watch. I think Guardians of the Galaxy is the best series from Marvel. The part two isn't as good as the first and third, but it's special, especially with the last part of it. The first half wasn't that cool, I think, for me. This is John Wick also. I think I watched all of the sequels to John Wick in cinemas. Yeah, this is John Wick 2017. Oh, that was really cool. Yeah, I do remember that now. Yeah, probably watching the cinema too. John Wick is really cool. Part two is really cool. But I think my favorite was four, I think, or three. I can't remember now. Because it's all a blur. You don't remember the stories in John Wick. You remember like the killing and stuff. And this is the first one. It's a different ticket compared to the other one. This is the first Ant-Man, which is really cool. It was so Edgar Wright because Edgar Wright had a part in the production of this film, pre-production, but Peyton Reed did well, and it was really cool to watch Paul Rudd being Paul Rudd here. What's next? Oh, Mickey 17. Yep, Mickey 17 is fun. It's nothing complicated. It's just fun. It's my first Bong Joon-ho film in the cinemas, and it's really cool. It's just not that groundbreaking, I guess. So that was really a downer for some, probably. Like they're expecting something groundbreaking from Bong Joon-ho after Parasite, but this was fun. Mickey 17 was fun. Speak. I think this is always by happenstance. I did not plan this, but my favorite for the past few years in terms of superhero films, the Batman. That's Pattinson, bro. And finally, Matt Reeves finished the script. Start shooting, man. We're getting old. Yeah, I was still a teacher when he did this, so that's really a long time already. I really love the Batman. One of my favorite movie experiences too. What's this? Oh, Jujutsu Kaisen. Zero. I think this story is about the next character that will show up for season three, which will take what, a year or two. But I still like the Jujutsu Kaisen to this day. But the film is just okay. Not really groundbreaking at all. Like just a way to introduce the main character. Oppenheimer is one of the best like biographies I've ever watched. It's an all-star cast, and the all-star cast are minor characters. Imagine that. I really enjoyed the performance here from Robert Downey Jr. and of course from our boy Killian Murphy. Killian is really one of the greatest actors of our time, and if I'm not mistaken, other than Peaky Blinders, this is like his first major role as the title character. Like I know, like some of his independent films before and underrated films are getting traction now that he's famous, but this was the first time that he's really the title character that you see, because before during his Nolan times, he's really like either the villain or the third or second important character. But this is really cool. Yeah, Brave New World. It was okay. I feel bad for Papa Doc because I think Captain America deserved a better film, a better story. This was a miss, like a really a miss that they could have done better with this film, but they didn't. I hated that they did that. Like you can see where they had the reshoots and the budget cuts. It's really obvious, especially now that I'm older that I know how films work. So I really see like, oh, they're trying to save money there. Oh, they did this shot again, and it really is horrendous. I'm not gonna lie. Like there are shots in here that are just really bad, but there are shots here that are really good. I think this is the time when my cousin went home. I think and treated us to watch Mission Impossible. I hope my memory serves me right, but I really did enjoy this film too. I like the Mission Impossibles from Rogue Nation and moving forward. Um, Fallout is enjoyable because of Henry Cavill um, and Tom Cruise's characters in there. They really blended well. So this is for 240 pesos, man. Imagine that. This is this. I'll put it next to the Fallout here. Okay. Is I think Final Reckoning. Yeah, this is Final Reckoning, which is really good. But that's why I was a bit disappointed with how fast paced and really cool the first part is that they decided to somewhat divide the last movie in this way of like, oh yeah, you're watching like two different films. Violet Evergarden, it's an animated film based off of the series because it's like a filler film for the movie, I think. And the cool thing about this, I am saying it as a cool thing. This is the last movie experience that I had because I'm sorry. This is back in March 11, 2020. This is before the world shut down. So this is a good memorabilia of like how life was before it all changed. So it's a really cool experience to watch the film really alone and just grab a coffee afterwards. And then after that, everything just changed. So it's a really crazy time. This one is Birds of Prey, which was a fine movie experience. I think watching Harley Quinn by Margot Robbie is always a delight. It's not as bad as what people think they would be, but it's not really like groundbreaking also. And I think that's what they needed at that time, especially for DC. Like they needed a groundbreaking film, but they just couldn't give it for this particular time. This is BVS, Batman versus Superman. I think you can see it here. I think the ticket that I used here is given to me by my ex girlfriend before, which is funny. She gave me like this card where you can watch three different films. So I watched three different films with that card by myself. I think that I watched Deadpool, Batman v Superman. What else? I forgot the others, but it was really cool. Batman v Superman is enjoyable for me 'cause I really like Batman, but it was really just a goofy film. Anyway, what else do we have here? Deadpool 2. Deadpool 2 was fun, but it's not something that I'll rewatch. It's not as rewatchable as the first one. I don't think it has that replay. I don't know what word to use there. It's not something that you'll replay or watch again. I guess it's a word. You just don't seem to want to watch it again. I'm trying to put them all together now because it's actually full, but we're gonna work on that. Okay, so I still have other tickets in here that I'll put in the future, but it's really cool because now um, I still have not included the other tickets, but I'll just fill this thing up because there are only like two missing spots here. So the last two that I would like to talk about, the first one is Chunking Express. I mean Chunking Express is one of my favorite films also, and it's from Wong Kar Wai. Yeah, that's too edgy of me, I guess, but or too youthful of me. But really, those three films from Wong Kar Wai, In the Mood for Love, Chunking Express, and Fallen Angels, those are some of my favorite foreign films. And I'm saying foreign because they're different from the Hollywood productions, but I really like this film a lot. Chunking is really good, but it's still In the Mood for Love for me, followed by Fallen Angels. Then my third one will be Chunking Express. It's a really good film to watch in the cinemas too. That's why I enjoy those festivals where um, I do have some tickets too, but they're not literally movie tickets. When I finally got to watch Akira, Godzilla Minus One, and Monster during the Japanese Film Festival, so I'm really excited for if ever they will open again for the Asian films. Because before I got to watch Chunking Express, I also got to watch Fallen Angels, which is a digital ticket. That's why I don't have it here. I was really thinking about it, and then of course, In the Mood for Love. And the last one I will put here is the very first ticket that I ever bought with my own money, which is Jurassic World. So I had to have it last because this film is special because this is for 200 pesos. And the story about it is that I remember Gcash, which I mentioned briefly earlier. They opened up this kind of like reward system. Like if you manage to invite people to join in, you'll get 50 pesos. So when I found out about it, I talked to all of my college friends like, yo, do you have Gcash? Do you want to have Gcash or whatever? Use my link. So four people used my link. And because of that, I was able to have 200 pesos on my account, and since I signed up, I had 50 pesos. So I had 250 pesos in total. And I used the 200 pesos to watch the film. And I remember my close friends there in college, Johns and Janely, were just yapping about it. And I was like, I'm too excited to watch it. So I got to watch the film, and I still had money for cigarettes. I was still smoking at that time. I was really young. But when I got to watch Jurassic World with my own money, it was really cathartic. It was really rewarding. It was filled with hope because that was the very first time that I got to watch a film in the cinema in a very long time. Funny enough, if you ask me or to recall like what's my prior memory of a cinema film that I watched, it's also Jurassic Park, where we had this thing in school like, yo, pay something something, let's go watch Jurassic Park 3D or whatever. So I had that memory too, but to be able to have that experience and to have it here still with me as a memory is really cool. I just the last film that I watched in the cinemas is Jurassic World Rebirth. The ticket is also here, but it's already filled, so I'll stop here. So that will be for part two, probably in the next 2 or 3 years. But I'm planning to watch more films this year, so I'll probably be able to fill that quickly. But this in total is not all of the films that I've watched because some of the tickets were digital. Some of the tickets were still with those people that I went out with, like with my friends. I wasn't able because I was too shy to like, can I have the ticket or whatever. Like I do not have the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 ticket here, so I have to look for that because that's one of my favorite movie experiences. If I don't have it, it's probably with her, so with my friend. But anyway, these things in total stems like what a decade because the first film, so correct me, I'm sorry, the first film that I watched here that I have, the oldest ticket is back in June 26, 2020, 2015. Yeah. So being able to watch what back in July 2nd or 3rd, I watched Jurassic World Rebirth. So it's just really cool. Think about that. This is a decade of stories in here. It's really crazy. So they're now immortalized with this one. So it's pretty cool. So these are just some of the films I was able to watch in cinemas. And the reason why I wanted to share it is because I didn't have money. We weren't rich. We were really poor, especially during my college years. So it's a luxury to watch films in particular. And it is, at first when I was young, I think of it as like a selfish decision to put my money into this, but I saved for it, and it was also from my scholarships before. So I really make sure to save enough money to watch these films that were like my escape. Because when I was young, when I was addicted to cigarettes before, I hate talking about it, but it's reality anyway. It's part of me by now. Um, I use that to escape, but when I get to watch films for 2 to 3 hours, I get to escape without really worrying a lot. Like one of my favorite movie experiences, the ticket is also fading, so I probably kept it somewhere else. Blade Runner 2049, which is my favorite movie experience ever. It's my number one. Um, those kinds of films, when you get to watch them in the cinema, you really just get to forget about all the pain in life. Like I remember when I was young, rest in peace to my dad, but there was a time where he was really sick that we didn't know what to do. We didn't have money, and when we do have money, it's still not enough to pay for his medicines and his medical bills. So it's all really on and off. So it's really not a good thing at home. Like it's really depressing. So you try to be present for your. I'm always present for my dad as much as I can. But whenever he's feeling good, I get to go out. So at times I have really we really have to take care of him at that time. And I'm glad that when um, our lives progressed, especially back in 2019 or 18 to 19, when I was a DOST scholar. He got better, and then when I started working, he got much better compared to before, and his demeanor changed a lot, and he actually fought for a long time. And even though he's not with me anymore, these things in here wouldn't be possible without him because stemming back from the dinosaurs. The very first film that I ever watched when I was young is Jurassic Park. I was probably 2 or 3. There's even a picture of me like holding on to dinosaurs, toy dinosaurs, and I'm just checking if this is still alive. I'm yapping for 50 minutes now, but um, that's the first film that he made us watch. And because of that, I fell in love with dinosaurs. I fell in love with films. I even have a collection of The Land Before Time, which is an animated series films about dinosaurs. So that's why when they announced the return of the Jurassic Park or Jurassic World, I was really excited and I really told myself that I'll do my best to save enough money to watch that in the cinemas. And I remember being too excited to tell my dad about it because I was really open to my parents about things. That's why they're really supportive of it, even though when we were poor, because it's a way for me to escape. And, until now, I still think of it as an escape, but not like before because I'm no longer running away from life because there's nothing that's really chasing me anymore. Instead, I'm chasing things now, which is quite different. So, to look at how this entire story that you can see here, it's not just about my love for films, but with how I grew up as a person and how not all, but some of these films really changed my outlook in life and made me become better artistically and as a person. So, yeah, that's way too dramatic. This is really cool. So, if you love films, go ahead. What's stopping you, man? Just watch it. I guess the best way to end this is I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.